Hello! Welcome to my very special business trip haul video. I have taken 4 business trips this year, and this is the first one where I got to source it all. I am in the biggest little city in the world, Reno, Nevada, a place I've been to many times, but it's been years and years. So, the event starts on Tuesday. It's Monday right now. So I flew in today, and initially I had my flight booked for the afternoon because there's no point in getting here too early. And then I did some research and found out that there's a bins location here 5 miles from the hotel and some thrift stores around. So I changed my flight to early in the morning. I got here, put my stuff in my room. The room was ready early. And I actually took the city bus because, you know, if I pay for a ride share, that comes out of my profits. And I figured it with tip and everything, it would be $16 each way. The bus fare was $1.50, period, because you get a pass that's good all day. I had to take 2 buses to get there and 2 buses to get back, and it wasn't bad, but I am not giving up my car. I know that. So anyway, the bins location here. I'm not going to give a formal review and say, oh, this is a terrible bins location or anything like that, because, you know, these things can be hit or miss. What I liked about it is it was very calm. It wasn't crowded. Nobody rushed at the new bins. Not that there were very many. That's one of the things I didn't like. For example, I was there a total of, I think, at least 3 hours. They changed. I was waiting and waiting for them to change clothing bins. They finally changed clothing bins like a half hour before I left. They changed only 4 of them. And then the guy said, that's it for clothes for the rest of the day. And they don't close till 6. So that was kind of sad. At one point, okay, so when I got there, I think the shoe bins that were there were probably fairly new because most of the people were around there. And I didn't find anything. And I'm okay with that because I have 2 pieces of two suitcases, but I have to consider weight, not in terms of how much it costs at the bins, but in terms of to make sure that I'm not over the weight limit for the airline. Weight didn't matter with shoes there, apparently, because they charge $3.05 for a pair of shoes, and their clothes and stuff is $1.54 a pound, which is pretty darn good. But the bins are like not even half full. And like I said, they only replaced 4 clothing bins. At one point, they took some clothing out. I think it was clothing. And I thought they'd bring more clothing. And instead, they brought shoe bins. And I'm like, oh no, that's where I get into trouble because they take up space. They can't be vacuum packed because I bought some vacuum bags and a little pump. So if I did buy a lot of stuff, I could squish it all together and fit it in my suitcase. You can't do that. So anyway, this is what I got. It was next to a regular Goodwill, but I ended up not really shopping there. I walked in, but then I walked right out because I had to take 2 buses and my bag was heavy. In fact, I put 1 pair of boots into my backpack. So I'm starting showing you this because I actually got the IKEA bag there. I'm never going to turn down an IKEA bag at the bins. Okay. There were some things that I was going to get and I ended up putting back because I had to be particular. I put these back and then I took them out again. So these are a pair of men's Sorels. And I think it's called the Uncanny boot. The comps are decent. Certainly for $3.05, there's no reason not to pick them up. There's a few pieces of rock in it. And they are a size 11.5. So again, the money was not the issue, it's the packing everything, but we'll see how it goes. I had actually found 3 or 4 handbags and ended up only buying 1 for various reasons. I think the other ones were all project ones, and I decided that I don't need project. I have a bag at home that I want to buy dye for and color it. So then I was picking up another one that I thought I could dye with the same dye once I purchase it. And I was just like, I don't have enough time for all this. I put it, and I have to be picky. So I put those all back. But this is a Brighton bag. And some of the, the light is coming from that yonder window. So that's no good. Okay, so some of the Brighton bags do okay, some of them not as well, but I found that something like this could do quite well, and I liked it a lot. It's a nice leather. It needs a little bit of conditioning and maybe black. Sometimes I use black shoe polish, sometimes I use a Sharpie. And then a little Wonder Balsam, and poof, it's good. It's got the little Brighton thing in there. I think it's a really nice bag. I would use this. It's a kind of a it's not nylon, it's more rubbery than nylon. And it's just like a windbreaker. Oh, I swear. This keeps moving. I am so sorry. I'm gonna keep my eye on it. Don't move. It's got the sort of vent in the back. Anyway, this is a Helly Hansen. I picked up a Helly Hansen when I was in Pahrump at the Goodwill. That was my first Helly Hansen, and it hasn't sold yet, but this one's very different. It's very light, and this will not, oh! All right, I am sorry. I'm in a hotel room. What do you want? So anyway, I wanted to try that. And I mean, that is it. I didn't get any more clothes, so. Oh wait, I got one more piece of clothing. I bought this mainly on brand, I think. It is a Scully, which is a good Western wear brand. And it's a sort of Western vest. But not Western like a cowboy would wear. A Western like in a Western movie, the lawyer would wear this. Or they might even be wearing it at the bar. I don't know. Kind of a brocade. I thought it was interesting, and it's Scully. I bought a hat. It doesn't have a brand or anything, but it's 80% Angora bucket hat. I like this. %, Angora, 20% nylon. Bought another hat. It's got the like hunting camo on it, but it seems to be a girl's because it's got embroidery and some bling, and it's Justin Boots. I don't expect to get much for this, but it says Justin Boots on it, so I had to buy it. And it is true that I've really been good about not buying kids things, but it always ends with a but. No, seriously, I like to buy Burton, and these are Burton mittens, and they are goose down. Hello, my name is, and they never filled it out. They are goose down, I believe. Hang on. Goose down and feathers, and could fit, you know, they're a little bit too short on me, but a petite woman could certainly wear them, and they're so cute, and it's such a great brand. And I'm just gonna clean it up. Just take some OxyClean and hydrogen peroxide and a little Blue Dawn. And I'm gonna take a toothbrush and I'm gonna brush it out and clean it up. And then I got this. I do like to pick up little makeup cases and stuff, and this is Betsey Johnson. And since I do tend to pick up Betsey Johnson from time to time, and I have some listed, I thought I would just pick this up and use it as a gift with purchase. All right, and I've got back to the footwear because that's all that's left in this bag anyway. Pair of Chacos, men's Chacos. And actually, I learned something about these from somebody at the store because she was going to buy these for her dad, but they didn't fit her dad. I'm going to have to do something right here, but I can actually sew that up. These are made in Colorado, which is where they used to be made, and now they're made in China. So that, she said, makes them extra cool. I looked at the comps and they were decent. I think Chaco, but it's the perfect time of year for them. And I actually started to put it back because they're heavy for my luggage. And then I took them again. because there just wasn't that much stuff anyway. Okay, these are bogs. And they're like a nice quilted winter boot, I think. Bogs Durafresh, rated to 22 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's got a model name and everything, and it's my size. And I have sold bogs one other time, and they sold for a decent price. And I found a couple of this style that seemed to be decent as well. And then last but not least, okay. When I saw these boots, I was like, oh, I'm going to buy these boots. I don't know anything about them. I don't know what kind they are, but I'm going to buy these boots. They have a little kilty, so they've got that little Western thing going, but they're more of a work boot. And I actually tried them on thinking, well, I could always wear these, but they're a little tight on me, which is weird because that means they are probably a women's size 8. And I would have thought they were men's boots. But anyway, I looked and looked and looked and I could not find it. There's no brand in there. Someone put in some gel soles, so I pulled the gel soles out. Nothing under there. I took my flashlight. I'm like, there's no size, but that's never really stopped me. But without the brand, I was like, oh, but I can't. These feel good. And then finally, I had them on the ground and I noticed this. It says, Drew's Boots, 800-722-0393. Have you ever heard of a boot company putting their phone number on there? So no idea the size. Could not find anything on Poshmark, but I didn't like delve deeply into it. But I did find the retail ones, and these are like $500 boots. I could tell these were good boots. So that is what I got at the bits. Then I came back and I looked for other thrift opportunities for later in the week. And there's a Savers not far that I'll probably go to. And there's one other thrift store, and then there's the SPCA, which is so close that I thought about going over there when I got back here, but it was very windy and I thought, well, I'll just save it. But I needed food, and I wandered out to get some food, and I walked over to this shopping center across the way, and there's the SPCA. So I'm like, well, I'm right here. I gotta go in. What a great store. I wish our SPCA was there. And I'm going to definitely be going back. They have 3 colors. One's 25% off, one's 50% off, and one's 75% off. And then on Saturday and Sunday, they do something like, I don't know if it's in the parking lot, it's at the other end of the shopping center, where they charge by the pound, and it's just bins of stuff. So I'm figuring out how I can get there. I have to be at work on Saturday at 10:30. They open at 10. So I thought, well, I'll get there at 10. That'll give me like 15 minutes to dig. And then I could go back later too. Because I don't know if they keep putting stuff out, but for something like that, you kind of want to be there when it opens. So anyway, I definitely had in the back of my mind that I wanted to find Western stuff. When I used to come here with my friends, we went thrift shopping, and I would literally fill the back of my car, and we found so much like Western wear. Like I wanted to find the same stuff, though of course now it's very vintage. But I didn't find Western wear except for this. This is a 2X too. It's Western wear for women, and it's a Wrangler. It does not look like, I did not notice it was that big. It's dead stock. Still has the tag. It was $36, but it's vintage. Oh, I didn't even notice this on the back. Wait, it's got this off-center business there. Is it snaps? No, it's buttons. And look at this pretty, beautiful, like teal color. Look at the back. Got that nice embroidery. I love this. And it has shoulder pads. So this is pretty darn vintage. I didn't even know. It's actually not just that it's off center. You see how, let me see if you can see it. It's got this panel there, which is very like Old West. Oh, I love this. If this was my size, I would want to wear it. I don't really wear Western wear, but I'd wear that. Okay, this is Hot Topic. Hot Topic. That's always going to happen when I have a Hot Topic. I find Hot Topic sells pretty well. Not for a ton, but this was 75% off. And it's super cute. polka dot, very rockabilly little dress, which is a style I love, even though I do have some pieces that are sitting, but they're tiny. This is a medium. So I got a better shot. And it's got like netting or crinoline under there to give a nice full skirt. Isn't that cute? Zipper in the back. It's got like sort of a pin-up bust line thing going on there. Adorable. This was something I will never turn down, especially at 50% off. The brand is Canada Athletics, which I've never heard of. It's a size small, and it's probably going to stay with me. I am pretty sure I will not be selling this. All right, I'm not going to be selling this. This was 50% off. And this is mine, all mine. Ha 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 ha, evil laugh. Two more things. I'm not releasing this video when I'm done. I am going to pause, and then as I continue shopping the rest of the week, hopefully I'll have more things to add, and then I will end it before I leave town. Okay, this is J. Crew, size 2XL. This was also 75% off. The cursive J. Crew, is that the newer tag or the older tag? I never remember. Doesn't matter, look at it. Isn't that cute? Had to buy that. That is not a normal XXL, I don't think. I don't know. But it's really nice and certainly not something anybody needs now. I'm curious what it's made out of. It feels a little bit like there's some wool in it. Yep. 30% lamb's wool, because I feel like a little bit too itchy for me. And finally, I saw this piece, and I wouldn't have guessed it was high quality or anything, but I looked it up. The brand is Aventure d'Étoile. Something tells me that's something about, what does that mean? Étoile, I think, are stars. So I don't know what toile are, and I'm assuming adventures are aventure is adventures. I'm going to look that up, and I will post it. My French is bad. Anyway, it was 75% off. It is a very interesting dress. The comps for this brand are kind of scattered, but the prices that people are asking for the ones that aren't for sale are quite high, like surprisingly high. I will not do mine quite that high. But like I said, it was it's size 38. It was 75% off. So I got a pretty decent deal on a unique piece, which you probably know I like. So that is it on just the first day. Tomorrow I start work. And like there are the 3 stores that are easily walked to. So that's probably all I will do again. I'll go to the SPCA again on the weekend, and I'll probably wander over to Savers, and I can't remember what the other one is. And I think that's it. There might be a couple that are a little further that maybe if I'm feeling, I don't remember if I'm feeling, I don't mind walking a mile or so. I walk 3 miles a day anyway. All right. I will hopefully be right back with more stuff. It is now Tuesday, and there was a change of plans, and I didn't have to go do any work today until much later. I did some work for my regular job. And then I got back on the bus and went to a couple thrift stores that were further away that I didn't think I would get to. I do have to give 2 thumbs up to the RENO bus system. It's very good. And with the Maps app, I only discovered recently that you can go into the Maps app and it will give you directions using public transportation, which is fantastic. So I chose the St. Vincent de Paul because it was one straight shot. I didn't have to get on a second bus. It goes to the 4th Street station, which is where all the buses converge. And then it's like a 3 or 4 block walk from there. Oh, it was the hood. Like that was the hoodiest hood I've ever been in. But I wasn't nervous or anything. Their prices they weren't awful, but they weren't like, they didn't have any special deals or anything. So I had to put a lot of thought into several things where it was like, it was a decent item, but probably wouldn't have gotten me enough given the having to squish it into my luggage and pay, regular price for. So I ended up only getting 2 things. They did have a lot of like outerwear in decent brands, but they put those on the boutique rack and they were priced just a little too high. Like I was conflicted about this Patagonia, what's it called? I can't remember. And it was new with tag, but it was 13 and the comps were not fabulous. Would have made money, I think, but not enough to pay 13 for. And then it had, you know, they overpriced all North Face, except they missed with this one because she even said, oh, that's supposed to be on the other rack. I said, well, it was in with the sweaters and it didn't have a green thing and it just had this, which showed that they specifically put it in the sweaters. So I went ahead and got it. I wouldn't pay up for North Face, but I like this. It feels really good. And it is a size, oh yeah, medium, women's medium. And then I picked up a pair of jeans. I went through every pair of jeans and there were 3 or 4 that, like if I lived in the area, I would definitely go there regularly. And there were 3 or 4 that had they been a little bit cheaper, I probably would have bought them. But so I just ended up picking up these. They're Rock Revival, size 26. I think this, you know, blingy pockets and stuff could still do okay. And I could use some jeans for my closet, so I picked it up. Then I went to another thrift store called Holy Cow. And then I saw the prices and I said, holy cow! I didn't buy anything. Not only were the prices very high, like consignment store high or worse, but they didn't have anything good. So that is it for today. I'm definitely not thrifting tomorrow because I have a telephone appointment with my doctor in between on my break, and they're having a blood drive here tomorrow. So I'm going to get there when they open at 10 and see if they can take me right away. Otherwise, if I get done early enough, I will go because I'm really due to donate blood and it's right here. So anyway, but I'm sure I'll be back. Oh, I forgot I wanted to show you something. So all the clothes that I picked up yesterday, except for the Canada t-shirt and the Wrangler shirt, I put into my vacuum bag. So I just wanted to show it to you. That's all the clothes, except I didn't put the Wrangler shirt in because it was new with tag and I didn't want the tags to like get bent. And I didn't put the Canada one in because that's for me. And I put it into my regular suitcase. Anyway, so I love this. I love this. All right, now it's Thursday. I didn't go thrifting at all yesterday. There's a Savers that's like a third of a mile from here. They open at 10. I didn't have to be anywhere until 11:30, so I went there. I got there before they opened, and it was very similar to Savers in Las Vegas. Pretty high priced for flipping, but I wandered around and I managed to pick up 2 things. So I'm going to share them right now. First off is this sweater. You see the pattern of it? It is a size medium. It's, get rid of this. It's Saks Fifth Avenue, and it's 100% cashmere and made in Scotland. So I checked it over carefully. Doesn't seem to be any thinning spots. I don't know if it's vintage. I don't know. I don't care. I really like it. It feels great. And then I'm super excited about this purchase. It's definitely one of those purchases where I'm going to have a little negotiating with myself because I'm going to want to keep it. But I'll do some research on comps, and if the comps are high, then I'm not going to keep it. So it is like a messenger bag. Nice leather messenger bag. How nice is that? The nice thick adjustable strap, and The brand is, you see that? Roots of Canada. So, yeah, I paid up for this, but certainly a good deal for a bag like this if I was, shopping for something like this for myself. And I feel like I could probably price this pretty high. So then during my break, I went over to another thrift store that's about a third of a mile away in a different direction called Blessings. I did not buy anything. They didn't have anything good. Some of their prices were crazy. They had a pair of Ariat men's boots for $125. It's a thrift store. It's not a consignment store. I think that's crazy. So I didn't buy anything there. And that is it. So now I've been to all the thrift stores in the immediate area. I am going back to the SPCA where they do some sort of thing where they put all the clothes out and you just dig for it and pay by the pound. I'm going to go at least once, but maybe twice, because I don't know if they add to it. So it goes Saturday and Sunday. I'm trying to figure out the logistics of whether I can go there when they open. I may be able to go for like 15 minutes when they open and then go again on my break. And then Sunday, I don't know. So this is not the end. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so it is Friday, and I had absolutely no plans to source today. But I'd forgotten there's a Goodwill almost exactly a mile from the hotel. Needed to take my walk this morning, so I could go on the treadmill, which goes nowhere, or I could go on the street, which goes to Goodwill. So no brainer, right? First, let me say that comparing it to the Goodwills in Vegas, I think the general prices are a little bit lower, but they still overprice a lot of things. Like they put way too much value on anything that's Under Armour, or the shoes and boots are untouchable at their regular prices, which right now is okay because I did not want to touch any shoes. I don't have room for it in my luggage. I only got 2 items. So let's see what I got. I went back and forth on this, but ultimately here it is. It is a plaid jacket. It's an unusual style. It's like sort of more of a cardigan style, but it is 100% wool, and it is, where's the old tag? It is Pendleton. I do have a Pendleton skirt suit that's been sitting in my closet for a very long time, but it's still a pretty good name, and I thought this was interesting. So brought it home. And then the next this is Draper James. And it is also plaid red dress. It's got these cute little sleeves. I did not run any comps or anything on either of these items. Oh, you can see the TV. I'm on my break in my room. Has a hidden back zipper. And that's it. That's what I got. Besides the exercise. Okay. It is time for the last installment of this haul video. I went to the SPCA this morning. It's a bins type thing. It's 75 cents for half a pound and 150 for a pound, which is a funny way of making the sign. And even the receipt is funny. It said 1 at half a pound, 75 cents, and 1 at a pound, $1.50. But it was 2 items. I don't know. Anyway, so in one of the Facebook groups, someone had said how the regular bins, is the light funny, that the regular bins here in Reno are bad and you're better off at the SPCA. And just from my one visit to the bins and visit to the SPCA, I would disagree. So I got there at 10 when they opened. I was only able to look around for 15 minutes, and then I went back at 2:45. So they're bigger bins in terms of, they're deeper bins. They're not the shallow blue bins. So it's impossible to get to the bottom. So there's stuff back down there that could be excellent, but will, I don't know, never sell. And the other thing is, Goodwill bins, as you know, is stuff from the store that hasn't sold, but they also get so many raw donations they can't handle it. So that stuff goes as well. the SPCA has like a color system. So the new stuff is full price, and then it goes to the next color, which is 25% off, then 50% off, then 75% off. So what I think happens is every second Sunday they change the prices, they change the colors, and they send the 75% off stuff that didn't sell to that area. So it's all stuff that's been around for a long time. So I think there's much less of a chance of really finding a score there, which isn't to say you might not find some fun things, but you're not going to find, you know, any real bolos. Anyway, I did pick up a couple of things. This is what I picked up this morning. I didn't have time to look up comps. I don't really know this brand, and it turns out the comps are not very good. I may see if it fits my mom. It's just so nice, though. It is, what's the brand again? Mega Shoni. Look at this. It's men's. Nice heavyweight. I think it's 80% cotton with that nice Fair Isle design type with the snowflakes. It's just beautiful. And it should have better comps than it does. So if she wants it, I'll give it to her. Otherwise, I'll list it. I'll still list it for a decent amount. And then this is vintage. 100% pure wool. I was thinking it doesn't have made in USA, and the brand is Danielle O by Tahari, which I've never heard of. Now the inside has some issues. It looks okay, but there's like ripping there. I am just going to do a quick hand stitch. I don't care if it looks good. It's on the inside, and I will, you know, obviously disclose it. But I mean, it still has these, somebody must have like stuck their hand in blindly and just ripped it open. But look at this nice houndstooth. Light's not great. It's nice. It's such a nice houndstooth. It kind of goes in here and then has these little buttons, like just great detail. And look at the back. It's got that little belty thing. What is that little belty thing in the back called? Where it's just in the back. And then just like the sleeves, it has this extra fabric there. There are shoulder pads in there, and I can see them because they show through the, ooh, I'm just ripping it worse. I probably shouldn't have gotten it because of the work involved, but it won't take me long to fix it. I'm not going to do an amazing job, and it's just too cute. I'm trying to figure out if there's holes in the, oh God. This might have been a mistake. I don't know. I could always keep it. And then when I went back, I picked up this. 3 things I think in here. The brand on this is MCX Signature. Made in Hong Kong, so vintage. Look at that. Cute. The sleeve. More on this sleeve. Feels like cotton. I don't know why I got this. I probably shouldn't have, but it's cool and I can keep it. Just a very lightweight. But now I notice it's got like a little bleach thing going on there. So I don't know, I'll try it on. Be good for the summer. Or I could try to do a whole bleachy thing up there. And last but not least, so you saw what I got the bins, which was not really good, which I didn't think the bins was very good, but I managed to pick up a couple of good things. Anyway, this is, and here, Dressing Cleo. I went back into the store also and found a few things. They had some good stuff, but they were all the new stuff, which is pink and very expensive. And so I didn't end up buying any of it. Why did I know this is vintage. Oh yeah, here it is. Made in USA. I just thought it was a cute, sweet little summery dress with flowers. Anyway, so that is it. That is it for my trip. Now I get to try to put it all into bags and suck out all the air and see how it fits into my suitcase. I think I'll be okay. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.